Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. A very warm welcome to all of you to the Blub World Web Talks 99th episode. In the last 98 episode, more than 1,500 school leaders have participated on this very platform, shared their ideas, opinions, observations, and innovations, and typically what all new is going on in the K-12 space, or to put it simply, what's happening in schools. So today as well, we have with us an amazing lineup of guests who will be sharing their ideas on how do they think is the education space evolving with the pandemic coming in. Because with the pandemic, a lot of technology intruded, a lot of technology came into schools. A phone which was not allowed in a school, now the phone typically holds the school. That's the only way the education is happening right now. Technology is the only enabler. That's the only connection that we have. And how do these experts and these experienced people who have been educating, teaching for a long period of time think that the education space will evolve? हम आज कोशिश करेंगे इनसे कुछ अनुमान लगवाने की, कुछ अटकलें लगवाने की और इनकी कुछ forecasting की कि what do they think is the shape of education gonna be in the coming times. So once again, a very warm welcome all of you. I am Daksh. I am the founder of Blub World magazine. Blub World works for a very simple focus of teens inspiring teens. हर महीने हम दुनिया भर में ऐसे टीनेजर्स ढूंढ रहे होते हैं जो अपनी जिंदगी में कुछ अमेजिंग कर रहे हैं एंड उनकी स्टोरी हम बहुत सारे और टीनेजर्स के साथ शेयर कर रहे होते हैं. ऐसी ही कुछ स्टोरी के साथ मैं इस टॉक को एंड करूंगा. बट बिफोर एंड नाउ व्हेन वी स्टार्ट ऑफ, the main objective or the topic for this discussion today is education innovation. इस टॉपिक के सिंपल से मायने अगर आप समझने की कोशिश करें तो इनोवेशन शिक्षा को कैसे कैसे चेंज करेगी और शिक्षा से आगे की इनोवेशन कैसे कैसे चेंज होगी, इस पे हम आपकी राय, आपके थॉट्स, आपका एक्सपीरियंस शेयर करेंगे. Before we start, just some ground rules. This is a timed platform. So once your speaking time, which is normally 3 minutes plus 30 seconds of grace, 3 minutes and 30 seconds is over, you might get muted. If you get muted, please don't get offended. It is just to finish this activity on time so that none of your schedules get disturbed. Secondly, it's a bilingual platform, so you can use English or Hindi, whichever is convenient and comfortable to you. इसके अलावा कोई भाषा इस्तेमाल करेंगे तो मैं नहीं समझ पाऊंगा. आप इस्तेमाल जरूर कर सकते हैं, पर कोशिश करें कि अंग्रेजी और हिंदी में ही आप लोग रुके रहें, क्योंकि वो सबके लिए आसान होगा. So thank you once again, all the amazing speakers for today, for taking out the time, for being here with us on the Blub World Web Talks 99th edition. Once again, a very warm welcome. Let me now invite the first speaker for today, who will give us a perspective of how does higher education see evolution happening and how does higher education see evolution happening in the school space. Let me invite Professor Dr. Abhay Kumar, who's the Vice Chancellor and President of Pratap University from Jaipur, Rajasthan. Abhay ji, over to you for the next 3 minutes. Please unmute your audio and a very warm welcome.
Thank you, Dakshji. In fact, it is a great privilege to be here today. And I think to interact with the school leaders is also a great pleasure, to have a great learning from them as well. Now, so I would like to initiate my discussion in terms of higher education, as you said. I'll be very forthright and candid on some issues. Like, for example, you talked about COVID-19. When the pandemic started, in fact, even in higher education, I don't know mostly about schools as such, everyone rushed to online teaching. Technology had taken over. There was a disruption. We all know that. Now, what happened was that whatever teachers could lay their hands on, whether it was WhatsApp, whether it was email, whether it was website, they could upload whatever they wanted to for the students to catch up with them in terms of pedagogy and teaching. Now, what happened was everyone didn't have an LMS at that point of time. But then, what happened later was when things were a bit established after say about 30-35 days, I feel that the teachers have done a wonderful job, whether it is school or higher education. I must commend them for that, because of the fact that even the senior professors felt great difficulties. They might have been very good in face-to-face teaching, classroom teaching, but when it came to online teaching, the entire system changed for them. They were not that tech savvy, maybe including me. Till I underwent the process of doing more than 100 webinars during the lockdown. So when that happened and we started becoming tech savvy with the young generation collaborating with us, the young teachers collaborating with the old ones, the upskilling, the upgrading, everything went on. And now I think what could have happened in the next 5 years took place in 40-45 days. This is what I would say. everyone jumped onto the bandwagon of technological innovations. That was one part of innovation. Now, I would link this thing with the new education policy which has come up. When we talk about school education, the 5+3+3+4 system, in which a 6th class student would be doing internship, I would like to remind all the distinguished audience and the distinguished panelists that even China had done it long back. I'm not taking the name of this country in terms of the situation right now, but what growth it had undergone in the past, say, a decade or 2 decades. So coding was there for even school students then. So India also needs those things. Let me be very candid in saying, till my mic is muted by you, before that and during the British Raj, what happened was that the education system was formulated just for the benefit of producing babus and clerks for the say the Britishers, so that they would not do the thinking part, they would simply do the following part. Now this went on, and it is a historic event that after 34 long years awaiting, we have now got a new education policy which has certain very important ingredients, and of course the implementation part has to be very importantly done. In fact, what I feel is there are certain tenets which would definitely bring about innovation. We are talking about including AICTE UGC into one HECI, Higher Education Commission of India. Then there are so many other things which are happening, and the National Research Foundation is being created. Till now, I feel that research was limited to the libraries or to the bookshelves, with the objective of adding a DR in front of the name. You see, I am talking out of the box now. So what is important now, as it was done in Western countries and Europe, was that research should have been translated into the society. That means industry, for example, into products or services, and which was beneficial for the social network, social setup. The social fabric could not benefit from any of the research in India till the pandemic came. And let me tell you that during the pandemic, India, which was not producing a single PPE kit, which was not producing APIs and generic medicines till then, we were importing them, suddenly in a spree of say 35 to 40 days, started producing more than 4 lakh PPE kits every day. Now that was something historic. Even generic medicines and APIs in the pharma sector came up. And say hubs like Badi in Himachal and other areas became the buzz. So we have to understand that when we talk about innovation, maybe after these 3 minutes, if you give me some more time, I'll talk about a mindset part of the innovation process. And that is very important. But right now, I would simply say that the new education policy, if we refer to it, talks about multiple entry and exit in higher education. Even in school education and higher education both, it talks about providing students with some passion subjects. What I mean is the student studying maths can now learn music and sports in which he or she is passionate. Earlier, he or she couldn't do that. It all used to happen in the Western countries. We used to just hear that a person who's done his engineering is taking part and performing in music and arts. So those things are now going to happen in India. Now, there's so many other aspects which have come up. Like, for instance, when we talk about the policy which includes a broad-based, multidisciplinary, maybe holistic undergraduate education. In the first year of undergraduation, if a student would have left the university or college or higher educational institution, what would have happened was that student would have lost 1 year, not only 1 year, would have lost the entire year, and would have not, would have been a paucity of funds, because of which maybe the student could not study further.
थैंक यू सो मच अभय जी. पहले 3 मिनट खत्म हो गए, बट हम कोशिश करेंगे कि आखिर में वापस आपके पास आए, so that you had some amazing interesting content to contribute. हम उसे पूरा सुनना चाहेंगे, but as of now, to summarize what all you said, you started the talk where you told about कि किस तरह से पूरा का पूरा एजुकेशन इकोसिस्टम एकदम से दौड़ने लगा टेक्नोलॉजी की तरफ, क्योंकि वही चीज थी जो उस समय अवेलेबल थी बच्चों से जुड़ने के लिए, और वही तरीका था टीचिंग लर्निंग प्रोसेस को कंटिन्यू करने का. और हम व्हाट्सएप से शुरू हुए थे और फाइनली अब जाके एलएमएस को थोड़ा बहुत समझने लगे हैं, और प्रोग्राम्ड टेक्नोलॉजी, प्रोग्राम्ड मैनेजमेंट एंड एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव टास्क पे अब हम फाइनली आ गए हैं काफी हद तक अक्रॉस द नेशन, अक्रॉस एजुकेशन इंस्टीट्यूशंस. लेकिन टीचर्स ने बहुत अच्छा काम किया, ये बात हकीकत है, लेकिन टीचर्स की लाइफ बहुत ज्यादा स्ट्रेसफुल हो गई. उनकी जिंदगी में इतना स्ट्रेस इकट्ठा हो गया कि उनको मैनेज करना अभी थोड़ा सा मुश्किल हो रहा है, बिकॉज अब ऑफिस घर में है, घर ऑफिस में है, और उन दोनों की बाउंड्रीज पूरी तरह से खत्म है. और टिपिकली जिस प्रोफेशन में बहुत सारी महिलाएं काम कर रही हैं, उनके लिए घर ऑफिस अब इतनी बड़ी जिम्मेदारी हो गई है कि उन्हें समझ में नहीं आ रहा है कि दिन बटे कैसे, क्योंकि हर समय काम चल ही रहा होता है, कभी खत्म ही नहीं हो रहा होता, विच इज नॉट अ वेरी गुड लाइफ स्टाइल फॉर एनीबडी, बट यस दैट्स हैपनिंग। और 5 साल का चेंज 45 दिन में आ गया, ये बात हकीकत है। बहुत पेस बहुत ही तेज रहा चेंज का। हम क्लर्क्स बनाना चाहते थे एंड फाइनली अब एनईपी से हम लोग बहुत खुश हैं कि यस दिस इज टुवर्ड्स अ गुड चेंज। हायर एजुकेशन काउंसिल बन जाए, सब एक साथ आ जाए, लाइब्रेरी से रिसर्च फाइनली सोसाइटी में आ जाए, जिसका इंतजार हम बहुत जमानों से कर रहे हैं कि हम पढ़ लिख तो काफी कुछ रहे हैं, थीसिस तो हम बहुत सारी बना रहे हैं, लाइब्रेरीज की शेल्फ भरती जा रही हैं, लेकिन प्रोडक्ट्स इंडिया में नहीं बन रहे। अगर हम टेक्नोलॉजी की भी बात करें, वी एज अ नेशन आर अ स्वेट शॉप ऑफ टेक्नोलॉजी। हम लोग अभी तक, आप इंडिया से किसी बड़ी टेक्नोलॉजी प्रोडक्ट कंपनी का नाम बमुश्किल ही ले पाएंगे। मैक्सिमम या तो रिपॉफ्स हैं या कहीं ना कहीं ग्लोबली एग्जिस्टेंट किसी ना किसी प्रोडक्ट का एक एम्यूलेशन है या परम्यूटेशन है। सो दिस इज वेयर वी नीड टू वर्क मच मोर ऑन, जिस पे अभय जी बात भी करना चाह रहे थे, ऑन द मेंटालिटी ऑफ इनोवेशन, कि अगर इनोवेशन हो भी तो हो कैसे, उसका मेंटल प्रोसेस क्या होगा। सो थैंक यू सो मच Abhay ji for adding this perspective to the discussion and initiating the discussion with the very right sense that you have put here, जिसके अंदर दो बड़ी इंपॉर्टेंट चीजें जो कि अब हम हमारे स्कूल लीडर्स से सुनना चाहेंगे, जिस पर कि जब एनईपी आपको 6th क्लास से बच्चों को इंटर्नशिप करने की जरूरत उसने पैदा कर दी है, या उसको एक आप कह सकते हैं लेजिस्लेशन बना दिया है, लेकिन क्योंकि ये कंकरेंट सब्जेक्ट है और कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन में भारत के, तो पहले सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट एक पॉलिसी बनाएगी, स्टेट गवर्नमेंट अपनी पॉलिसी बनाएगी, और आप तक पता नहीं किस लेवल का एग्जीक्यूशन पहुंचेगा। सो लेट्स टॉक फ्रॉम यू दैट हाउ डू यू थिंक दिस एनईपी, दिस एजुकेशन इनोवेशन, ये सारी जो नई नई बातें एकदम से पूरे इकोसिस्टम में आ गई हैं, इनका इम्प्लीमेंटेशन पर कितनी जल्दी असर आएगा, अच्छा आएगा, खराब आएगा, या कैसा होगा? बिकॉज ये हर दिन की लड़ाई आप लोग लड़ रहे हैं अपने स्कूलों में, जहां रोजाना इतनी सारी वर्चुअल क्लासेस में अटेंडेंस गिरती जा रही है, जो पहले करीबन 50% के ऊपर थी, वो ऑन एन एवरेज अब 20-25% के पास आ गई है, और बच्चों को ऑनलाइन एंगेज कर पाना और मुश्किल से मुश्किल हो गया है। हायर एजुकेशन में बच्चा थोड़ा बहुत एक्टिव लर्नर बन चुका होता है, बट स्कूल में वो एब्सोल्युटली पैसिव लर्नर होता है, तो यहाँ पे उसे कैसे एंगेज करेंगे? सो लेट मी नाउ इनवाइट द नेक्स्ट स्पीकर फॉर टुडे, डॉक्टर सुचित्रा गुप्ता, डायरेक्टर एकेडमिक्स, लर्निंग टेंपल स्कूल फ्रॉम कठुआ, जम्मू एंड कश्मीर। Suchitra ma'am, over to you for the next 3 minutes. Please unmute your audio and a very warm welcome.
Yeah, thank you, Daksh, for inviting me. And good evening, everyone. I'm Dr. Suchitra Gupta, and I'm residing in Punjab. I'm residing in Pathankot, and I'm working in Kathua, that is in J&K. So this 2G problem, which is occurring over here, as Mr. Abid is also saying, that I'm not able to connect. It has brought many problems for us to work with our students and the teachers. Now, basically, first and the foremost thing I just want to say is that the primary aim of our education is, it is no more now to just prepare the students for getting the jobs. Basically, we want to create the innovative citizens of India. We want to create the innovative citizens of India, so with the power, so that they can do something innovative. So it is the rote learning and everything should be stopped. Innovation, if I talk about, like when the pandemic started, immediately we asked our teachers that we have to start on this Zoom. All the teachers, they refused that, ma'am, we don't know. And earlier also the teachers were used to say that we don't know how to even type the papers whenever the work was. Now see that how innovative the teachers became with the passage of time, because वो कहते हैं ना कि जब सिर पे पड़ जाती है तो सब कुछ करना पड़ता है, तो पेंडेमिक ने हमें ये चीज सिखाई है. It has taught us this thing, that whatever we have to do, if our willpower is strong, we can do each and everything. Same thing we have to teach our children also. So teachers are, as Abhay sir has said, that teachers are doing wonderful job, and I also salute my teachers, because being a principal or being a director academics, we need to motivate them and guide them. But the work actual on ground, it is done by our teachers. And we really clap for our teachers, that teachers are doing really wonderful thing. Now, what innovation we have brought over here with this, with 2G, if it was not, and I also told, because it was becoming, as Daksh was also saying, that it is becoming very difficult to accommodate the children in this online classes. So what we did is that the teachers spoke as she is teaching in the class, and she recorded it on the WhatsApp, and we sent it to the WhatsApp through WhatsApp. We sent it to the parents, and parents studied it, and because now role of parents has also increased with this, and children, they are doing wonders, they are learning everything.
Thank you so much, Sujita ma'am. The time was over.
Yeah.
We'll try to again come back to you in the second leg of the discussion. So to summarize what you said, कि हम लोगों का जो एजुकेशन का बेसिक ऑब्जेक्टिव था, जो मेजर ऑब्जेक्टिव हम लोग जिसे मानते थे, which was एम्प्लॉयमेंट, की हम कहीं ना कहीं कोई ना कोई नौकरी जुगाड़ पाए, इसके लिए हम सब तरीके की पढ़ाई कर रहे होते थे. अब पहली बार ऐसा हुआ है कि हम शायद नौकरी के बियॉन्ड देखना हमने शुरू किया है, कि हमें नौकरी के बियॉन्ड होना है, थोड़ा सा एंटरप्राइजिंग होना है, थोड़ा सा इनोवेटिव होना है, थोड़ा और क्रिएटिव होना है. तो जब ये ऑब्जेक्टिव चेंज हुआ है तो उसका एग्जीक्यूशन धीरे धीरे अपने आप चेंज होगा, जो कि पॉजिटिव चेंज लेके आएगा, दैट्स फॉर श्योर. इनोवेटिव सिटीजन्स बनाना, टीचर्स की रेजिस्टेंस से उनकी एडेप्टेबिलिटी पे जाना, जो हम सबने बहुत अच्छे से देखा पूरे इकोसिस्टम के अंदर. जूम प्लस व्हाट्सएप, और एक बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट चीज की एक ऐसा टेक्नोलॉजी प्लेटफॉर्म जिसका कहीं कोई दूर दूर तक एजुकेशन से लेना देना बिल्कुल नहीं था, वो प्लेटफॉर्म सबसे स्ट्रॉन्गेस्ट एडटेक प्लेयर बन गया, विच वॉज अ व्हाट्सएप. क्योंकि व्हाट्सएप हमने कभी भी, व्हाट्सएप के ऑब्जेक्टिव्स में भी एजुकेशन कहीं नहीं था, लेकिन हाँ अभी वो सबसे आसान इनेबलर था क्योंकि हर एक के पास वो था. सो रियलिटी एक्चुअली इम्पैक्टेड अस, और हम इज की जगह ऑट की जगह इज पे आ गए कि ऑट तो होना चाहिए एलएमएस, लेकिन हाँ इज व्हाट्सएप है तो यहां से शुरू कर लेते हैं. सो दैट्स द वे वी स्टार्टेड द एजुकेशन रेस. और उस रेस में पेरेंट एजुकेटर बन गया, स्कूल की साइज क्वाड्रपल हो गई, क्योंकि हर क्लास जिसमें 30 एक बच्चे होते थे, अब उसमें करीबन 100 लोग होते हैं, क्योंकि बच्चा, उसके माँ बाप, उसके शायद ग्रैंड पेरेंट्स या कोई कजन भी. और इतने सारे लोगों के साथ में स्कूल का मॉडल पूरी तरीके से ट्रांसपेरेंट हो गया, क्योंकि आपकी हर एक्टिविटी क्वेश्चन करने योग्य हो गई, क्योंकि हर समय वो देखी जा रही है. और स्कूल में एक डिपार्टमेंट नहीं होता है जिस डिपार्टमेंट की अब जरूरत हो गई है, which is CRM, कस्टमर रिलेशनशिप मैनेजमेंट, क्योंकि अब इतने लोगों से इतनी बातें करनी है कि बात करने के लिए कुछ चाहिए. So thank you so much, Sujita ma'am. Let me now invite the next speaker for today, Miss Nidhi Diwan, who is the PGT IP and Computer Science and Headmistress for Primary School for the Man School, Delhi. So Nidhi ji, over to you for the next 3 minutes. Please unmute your audio and a very warm welcome.
Thank you so much, and lots of dignitaries are there. So my sincere thanks to them that they have given us me chance to just like speak over the topic. Actually, for me, innovation is not a, just like in education, the innovation is not a new thing, because pre-COVID we have witnessed lots of digitalization in the education field. If we talk about that, the transformation of the simple classroom, the traditional classroom to the 3D classrooms, and the replacement of the notebooks to the laptop and desktops, and moreover, the competitive exam has got from the offline to the online modes. So transformation is totally witnessable when we are talking about the pre-COVID conditions, and even though when we talk about the COVID conditions, 360-degree transformation, because now we are totally online mode. We are working through the totally online mode. Earlier, we were hesitant to just like to be on camera, but now we very much just like you can say confident. And even our students are learning at very ease. But if we talk about the post-COVID conditions, where we are talking about the various innovations, I can say that we can witness lots of things, lots of changes, which will alter in just like in our academic field where we are imparting the knowledge to our students, and the students are going to learn the things. Basically, I'll discuss 5 points here. The first point which I would like to discuss, that is the AI, artificial intelligence. It is not a very much new thing. We all know about the AI, but the way we are going to implement it, it is going to give us lots of scenarios. Just like you can say the scope is there, where we can learn just like insight of the students, and then we can work upon it. As we were talking about the Skill India, if we know that what is the capability, what is the potential of our student, only then we can just like give him a that particular skill, that particular expertise. This here AI will fill up the, just like give a bridge the gap of that, whatever the pitfalls are there and whatever the shortcomings are there of the students, we can guide him in a right manner. Second thing which I would like to discuss about the big data. Now in today's scenario, data is playing a big role. Being the IT person, I can just like vouch for it, that data is playing a vital role. Whenever we are having a enormous data, we can discuss about the student performance and various, just like you can say that his skills, then we can give a better overview about the student. So here big data will play a vital role on it. Third thing which I would like to discuss about the personalized learning. As all know, can't fit for all the class. That particular concept has become the obsolete. Now these days, teacher has to give a personalized learning to each and every student. As per his potential, as per his caliber, we have to deliver the lectures according to that. Here, I'm not saying that we have to give the peer, just like we have to give a peer study, but at least we have to understand where we have to, just like we have to nail the point. Where is the problem? What is the shortcoming of a particular student so that he should.
Nidhi, thank you so much. The time was over. But to summarize what you said, आपने अपना पूरा discussion चालू किया कि classroom का transformation हम already देख रहे थे, which was typically happening across tier 1 cities in India. Major बड़े शहरों में वो transformation already हो रहा था. उसका pace धीरे था. हम थोड़े hesitant थे technology को implement करने के लिए, but अब तो जरूरी हो गया था, सर पे पड़ गई थी, तो एकदम से implement हो गई. And more importantly, हम AI, big data, ये सारी चीजें school education में बात करनी हमने शुरू कर दी. But we also need to understand at this point कि हम with so much of technology entering our lives and entering our lives at such an early stage, we need to understand something कि India में अभी भी child online user protection का कोई legislation exist नहीं करता. And as of now, the world only complies to one legislation जो भी US में बना हुआ है, जिसको COPPA कहते हैं, Child Online User Protection Act. उसको major सारे जितने भी YouTube, Facebook हैं, सभी लोग ये follow करते हैं. But I think this is a time when the education fraternity should start pitching for opinionating and trying to formulate a new legislation for online protection, क्योंकि इतनी सारी टेक्नोलॉजी जब इंप्लीमेंट हो जाएगी, और उसमें सबसे बड़ा चैलेंज कि मैक्सिमम इंप्लीमेंटेशन के डिसीजन मेकर्स उतने टेक सेवी नहीं है. हम लोग टेक्नोलॉजी सीख गए हैं, लेकिन हम टेक एक्सपर्ट्स नहीं हैं. तो इस पॉइंट पे वी नीड अ लेजिस्लेशन व्हिच कैन एक्चुअली govern the people who know technology in a much more responsible way. So thank you so much, Nidhi ji, for adding the perspective of gauging a student through AI, machine learning, patterning from big data and personalized learning, जो सब हमें चाहिए. But just a note of caution कि कोशिश करें इंडिया में भी एक बच्चों के लिए एटलीस्ट इनकी प्रोटेक्शन के लिए कोई ना कोई legislation जरूर हो. So thank you so much, Nidhi ji. Let me invite the next speaker, Dr. Minakshi Gupta, Principal, SD Public School from Patel Nagar, New Delhi. Minakshi ma'am, over to you for the next 3 minutes. Please unmute your audio and a very warm welcome.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Good evening, all the dignitaries and all the experts over here. I would just like to take the thing from, what as an educationist, what as an academician, I believe education is. Education, I believe, is, it's basically a way to give thought for the food. Am I audible? Am I audible?
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am, very much. Yes.
Thank you. So I believe education is meant to give food for the thought. And when we talk about giving education to a child, obviously, whether it is, we are talking about the curriculum framework of 2005, or we are talking about NEP, the basic concept of giving any education is to make the child think independently, give the child a thought process, nurture the child in making his or her own decisions, what we call the life skills. So obviously with the advent of time, with the coming of the NEP, all these things have been consciously, taken care of in the policy, but we as teachers have been doing it in the name of hidden curriculum, which we say that we have been nurturing all these skills of the children. But when this pandemic came, I think whatever we were teaching in the class, what we call that finding opportunities out of adversities. This is what we teach. This is what we try to imbibe among the children. But this was what happened in the class when this pandemic came. And it came so suddenly that we were not prepared. But let me tell you, we as teachers were not prepared, but our children were well prepared because they are so comfortable with technology that they did not have much time to adapt it. My school is in Delhi, and fortunately, my staff is all well trained with the MS Teams, and we are Microsoft Showcase school. So we didn't find much problem in doing that. And I believe that when we go about, this digitalization, it itself is a thing which goes for the innovative thing. We can't just be, even when we give computer or a laptop or a person who doesn't know it. The person will keep on trying and he will innovate and he'll find out. This is what innovation is. When we give a freedom to the child to explore. And this is what happened, that we as teachers also became learners. And that is what is required for the education. Unless and until as a teacher is a learner in his or her own self, cannot be a true teacher. So this pandemic gave us a kind of an exploration, a kind of an opportunity to explore our own selves, find out our own hidden talents, come out with our own, potentials and learn new things. Learn that.
Thank you so much, Meenakshi ma'am. To summarize what you said, education is some food for thought, and I should say कि वो food for thought जो है typically basic nutrition है, जो होना ही चाहिए, वो गलती से भी miss नहीं होना चाहिए. And एक चीज जिसमें पूरे दुनिया भर के schools बहुत dramatically successful रहे, वो ये था कि आपने हर घर की anxiety level को contain रखा. क्योंकि हर घर में आपने बच्चों को engaged रखा. अगर वो नहीं engaged रहते तो पता नहीं घरों में क्या होता, और ये pandemic लोगों के लिए बहुत अलग ही experience हो गया होता. But what we think and we observe, इतने लोगों से बात करने के बाद में, कि ये जो अगली जनरेशन अब बड़ी होने वाली है, इसका इंटेलिजेंस, इसकी डिसीजन मेकिंग, इसकी थिंकिंग, वो बहुत ही अलग तरीके से बहुत एवोल्यूटेड होगी, क्योंकि इन्होंने ये जो मतलब आप कह सकते हैं सो कॉल्ड छुट्टियां एक्सपीरियंस कर ली हैं, इन्हें इस समय ने इन्हें बहुत बड़ा हैप्पी रियलाइजेशन मोमेंट दिया है, और ये इन्हें एज इंडिविजुअल्स बहुत ज्यादा एनरिच करेगा, बिकॉज इस समय बहुत सारी छोटी छोटी डिसीजन मेकिंग इनके अपने हाथ में आ गई. एंड वैल्यू एजुकेशन को उसके असली टीचर ने पढ़ाया, विच इज सपोज टू बी द पेरेंट, क्योंकि पेरेंट ने बहुत अच्छे से वैल्यू एजुकेशन पढ़ाई और बहुत सारी लाइफ स्किल्स बच्चे इस समय पे सीख गए. सो थैंक यू सो मच मीनाक्षी जी फॉर एडिंग दैट पर्सपेक्टिव टू द डिस्कशन. Let me now invite Mr. Mir Abid, Principal, Model Public High School from Kulgaon, Jammu and Kashmir. Mir sir, over to you for the next 3 minutes. Please unmute your audio and a very warm welcome.
Thank you, and thank you everybody for such a wonderful discussion and wonderful, web talks regarding the innovation in the education sector. So before starting, let me tell you that education, as per the perception we have, all the educators, so whatever we have got from the past learning as well, education is a tripolar process where teacher, student and environment gets involved. So environment, teacher is at its own place, school is at its own place, and environment, the pandemic COVID-19 has created such a situation where we came to know what actually the environment is. So from the beginning, we can say from the start of the COVID-19, we came to know, like ma'am said, that all of a sudden we came to know about the COVID-19 and the lockdown period and all. So there was a complete transformation from, the traditional methodology, that is the schooling, I can say, traditional methodology to the modern methodology. So if we'll talk about the pedagogical processes, we have seen a number of changes in the past years, and now as well, we have observed a good number of changes as well. So education system has changed, like the mentality of the people, what actually education is, what actually the school was giving to the students. So from that time, like we took the support or help from the WhatsApp and other the applications in order to teach the students. But as per my perception, that it's like yes, absolutely, we have observed a good number of changes in the pedagogical processes, but still we can say that school is a miniature society where we cannot keep a student apart in order to teach the student the life skills related to the society. So absolutely, a good number of changes we have observed, like the innovations that in terms of technology, in terms of other things and all. But still, we can say that a number of things have been already done, but still a good number of things have to be done. So if we will talk about Jammu and Kashmir, we have observed this thing first time, and after the abrogation of Article 370, we have we were not able to connect with anyone, but during the pandemic and all, we got 2G internet available here, and after that we started teaching the students through different methods. So as I observed, when lockdown started here, I tried to connect with the students through WhatsApp. but it had its own disadvantages. So yes, absolutely, we
Thank you so much, Mir Abhijit, for typically bringing in the regional environmental issues जो हर जगह पे हो जाते हैं. देश में काफी जगहों पे इंटरनेट पूरी तरीके से खत्म था और जम्मू एंड कश्मीर तो काफी समय से 2G इंटरनेट पे ही काम कर रहा है. एंड अभी जस्ट टू गिव यू सम आइडियाज, वी हैड सम स्कूल लीडर्स हु शेयर्ड कि अगर आपके पास इंटरनेट नहीं है तो आप किस तरीके के असाइनमेंट्स बच्चों को देंगे. वन ऑफ द स्कूल्स इन वेस्ट बंगाल इन पडुआ, दे गेव एन असाइनमेंट कॉल्ड told their students to create a custom dictionary at home कि जिसमें रोजाना 5 नए वर्ड्स ऐड कीजिए, जब स्कूल खुले तो डिक्शनरी स्कूल ले आइएगा. वन स्कूल इन सुंदरबंज इन उड़ीसा, जहां भी इंटरनेट का बहुत मेजर चैलेंज था, उन्होंने बच्चों से कहा कि स्टार्ट राइटिंग अ विजडम डायरी. रोजाना लिस्ट करिए कि आपने क्या अच्छा किया और क्या खराब किया, ताकि आपकी वैल्यू एजुकेशन उसमें अपने आप जज हो जाएगी. देयर इज वन स्कूल इन Assam, Springdale Academy. They gave an assignment for teaching students time management by telling them to create a balance sheet of time. कि टाइम को करेंसी कंसिडर कीजिए, और जैसे आपको अकाउंटेंसी में बैलेंस शीट बनानी सिखाई जाती है, वैसे एक बैलेंस शीट बनाइए टाइम की, कि कितना एक्सपेंस था, कितना इन्वेस्टमेंट था, कितना टाइम इन हैंड है. असेट लाइबिलिटी डिवीजन कीजिए अपने टाइम का, कि दिन भर में आपने कैसे उसे मैनेज किया. सो लोगों ने बहुत सारी इनोवेटिव अप्रोचेस ट्राई करी, एंड बाय गॉड्स ग्रेस टीचिंग लर्निंग कंटिन्यू होती रही. और आपने जैसा बताया कि इट्स अ ट्राइपोलर प्रोसेस, तो उस ट्राइपोलर प्रोसेस में एनवायरनमेंट का बहुत मेजर रोल था. और आई थिंक अभी जो एक पैसिव फैक्टर था एनवायरनमेंट, जो कि उतना ज्यादा इंक्लूड नहीं करता था लर्निंग में, अभी वो एक बहुत मेजर और बहुत एक्टिव रोल प्ले करने लगा ड्यूरिंग दिस पेंडेमिक. सो लेट मी नाउ इनवाइट द नेक्स्ट स्पीकर फॉर टुडे, मिस Saswati Roy, Senior Special Educator at Sushila Birla Girls School from Kolkata, West Bengal. Saswati ma'am, over to you for the next 3 minutes. Please unmute your audio, and a very warm welcome.
Good evening, everyone. Very much thankful to World and Daksh. Today, I feel I'm a little different from all the dignitaries present here. I am the special educator, a teacher of students with special needs, working for past 16 years in my school, Sushila Birla Girls School, Kolkata. So let me first share a few things. For me, innovation is something like making the education very simple, very challenging, very different, and which gives a very different outcomes. Thinking all these children in mind, let me just tell you one thing, that though many schools are implementing various things in their schools, but there are few schools, because being a consultant, I have realized that schools should implement UDL, that is the thing, Universal Design of Learning. Every diverse learners in the classroom needs a different curriculum and different curriculum designing, I mean to say, and in this way they can gather the knowledge and can be a part of the classroom and feel very valued and very, what I will say, very cherished in the school premises and in the society. For all these things, I feel the administrator are the main person and the management are the main person to give the liberty to all the teachers to work upon it. But the foremost point which every school should have a special educator in the school for designing this curriculum along with the mainstream teachers. This is the first thing which I have realized. The second thing which I mean to say is this NEP, which has recommended about vocational training. This is very much important for these children, because we always talk about all the regular children, but what about these children? They are also the part of the society, and post-COVID, I think every school should make a policy of keeping some reservation for admission of students with special needs in mainstream schools. So here, vocational training, the skill-based training helps them, will help them a lot in training technology and getting good jobs in the future. So this technological learning and data literacy will be a very good learning for for these children. This I feel personally. And also, there are few more things which are very important post-COVID.
Thank you so much, Saswati ma'am. And आपने the children with special needs के बारे में बात करी, and yes, that's something that's very important जिसको हमें ध्यान देना चाहिए अब, क्योंकि अब बच्चों की टिपिकली नॉर्मल या मैं जिन्हें कहूँ कि जो रेगुलर बच्चे हैं उनके लिए भी बहुत सारी स्पेशल नीड्स खड़ी हो जाएंगी, क्योंकि जब आप इनको एक एनवायरनमेंट से पूरी तरीके से बाहर निकाल देंगे करीबन 1 साल के लिए और इन्हें कहेंगे कि आप वापस एकदम से इंड्यूस हो जाइए, इंडक्ट हो जाइए, ओरिएंट हो जाइए, तो वो शायद मुश्किल होगा। तो हमें बहुत सारे नए तरीके निकालने होंगे नॉर्मलिटी को वापस लाने के लिए, बिकॉज अब जो भी आएगा वो पहले जैसा तो नहीं होगा, एंड वी होप कि वो उससे बेहतर हो जाए किसी ना किसी तरीके से। सो थैंक यू सो मच सास्वती मैम। लेट मी नाउ वंस अगेन गो टू द स्पेशल स्पीकर फॉर टुडे, क्योंकि अभय जी बड़ी इंटरेस्टिंग सी एक बात कर रहे थे ऑन द मेंटल प्रोसेस ऑफ इनोवेशन, कि हाउ डू यू इंड्यूस इनोवेशन। So once again, over to you, Abhay ji, for the next 3 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Daksh. In fact, what I meant by saying was, we all talk about maybe entrepreneurship, we talk about innovations, but have we been able to develop the mindset for that? Means that when we talk about an entrepreneurial mindset, for example, we are not talking about startups. We are not talking about getting new businesses. What we are talking about, as some of the distinguished panelists have said, inculcating and imbibing certain skill sets within the students so that they not only become entrepreneurs in their lives, they become intrapreneurs as well. Like, for example, I'll say that when you are in a job, yet you have to do innovations. And what is going to happen as a new normal now, I'll tell you. Earlier, what used to happen was that maybe a student would work hard in the school, come to the college or university, then climb the corporate ladder. Now that ladder has vanished. It is a corporate maze now, in which the student has to maneuver himself or herself throughout the career with changes in skill sets. One skill set cannot let that particular individual climb the corporate ladder now. That must be for very sure that the new normals are going to be very different, as you said. So when you have to have different skill sets, even Dell Technologies has said that 85% of the jobs which are meant for Gen Z and Alpha are going to, it is not yet known what the jobs would be. So who would know about it from now? Who would anticipate? I tell you, it is the students. When you are giving them certain new courses and new skill sets, the job profiles which keep on changing would be in tandem with the skill sets they are getting now, and which would be changing along with the number of years they are in the job. So that mindset has to be there. I remember John Spencer, who had written a book saying that not all students will become entrepreneurs in their lives, but every student will need to think like one. That means that mindset has to change. Mindset, in fact, about innovations in every field, whether it is the society, whether it is for girls, for boys, what do you think about females? So all these mindsets have to change if the social fabric has to come back to what it was in the olden days when Indian culture used to be at the peak of glory. You said that people should be happy, the children are happy. No, I talk happiness in terms of a subjective well-being. That means if you have a mental state which is compatible with the social fabric, with what is happening in the environment around you, if it is compatible, that means you are happy. And I'll tell you one thing, money can never bring happiness, because of the fact that science says that there is a process known as psychological homeostasis, in which every individual has a set point to which a sway in the mood brings him or her back to it. Some have a happier set point, some have a sadder one. That means even a grave situation sometimes make people less sad than others. So when you have money, you become happy for a moment, for a year, for 6 months. As soon as you spend that money or you invest it somewhere, then that happiness vanishes. You come back to your set point. So what I mean to say is that mindset is the most important thing. We have to inculcate that mindset and know how it is going to happen. Okay, fine, we have become tech savvy, but probably some distinguished say panelist has said that we are looking after each student particularly and individually. I'll say we will have to go back to the Guru Shishya Parampara once again. I am a great proponent of that, and we call it mentors right now, or teacher guardians in schools and in higher educational institutions. without hand holding, our children are not going to grow. If we have to change the mindset, as I think Mr. Mir had said, that it is a tripolar or a tripartite situation in which I feel that environment consists of parents also. The parents have a very major role to play in creating the mindset of the children at home. In one of the universities I was in earlier, Vice Chancellor, I was there again. We had about 50 plus students who were first learners. Their parents had never been to schools or colleges. Now, how did they come up and came in doing B pharmacy and M pharmacy? How? Because they found somewhere a mentor in their life, whether it was in the neighborhood, whether it was in their family or relations or friend circle, some person who mentored them, handheld them. Now, this is our responsibility and accountability now as teachers to handhold the students and take them through the corporate maze or through the individual life cycle. Okay, so that they somehow or the other. In fact, I'll tell you, I have 2 biological children, but I feel that I have thousands of other children of my own whom I have to cater to. And we must give back to society, especially at this age, what we have received. I had one mentor in my life. And because of that individual mentor, I am whatever I am today. And not only me, my entire batch would agree that because of one mentor, we are where we are. So the concept of that guru has changed lives for me, for my batchmates. So why can't we do it? Why can't each of the teachers take at least one student and change the life of that student? So that attitude, when we talk about innovation, let's innovate and let's make things better for the society. Let's make things better for the students, for our own teachers as well. I'll tell you, hand holding the younger teachers who come, I think that is also very important. Give them a direction. Tell them how to go about things, mentor them. So everything is possible in this world, and we can once again take India on a trajectory of growth at the pinnacle of the point where we thought it was Vishwaguru, and it can again be placed there. I am sure of it. So I think I'll give the opportunity to other distinguished panelists also now.
Thank you so much, Abhay ji. So this is the time typically when the call comes to an end. लेकिन आपने कुछ दो तीन बहुत important बातें कही. पूरी दुनिया जॉब्स की फोरकास्ट करने वाले लोगों की तरफ देख रही है कि हम क्या पढ़ें, और आपने कहा कि आप पढ़ लीजिए, जॉब्स उससे एवोल्यूट हो जाएंगे. From a job giving us the skill set that we need, we should actually prepare good skill sets. उसके हिसाब से जॉब्स आगे आने वाले समय में बन जाएंगे. ये मेंटालिटी शिफ्ट भी बहुत जरूरी है. एंड जो आपने कहा साइकोलॉजिकल होम्योस्टेसिस, जिसको शायद भरत ऋषि ने नाट्य शास्त्र में स्थायी भाव कहा था, कि आप कहीं भी जाइए आप वापस से अपने स्थायी भाव पे आ जाएंगे. तो वो स्थायी भाव को और टिपिकली अपने भावों को समझना अब और इम्पोर्टेंट हो गया. इमोशनल इंटेलिजेंस अब इम्पोर्टेंट नहीं, क्रिटिकल हो गई है, क्योंकि इसके बिना लाइफ नहीं चलेगी. विद मल्टीपल करियर्स इन अ सिंगल लाइफ बहुत ज्यादा रेजिलियंस चाहिए कि अगली जनरेशन में, जिसको बहुत सारी इमोशनल इंटेलिजेंस की जरूरत पड़ेगी. बिकॉज लाइफ इज नॉट गोइंग टू बी द वे वी एक्सपीरियंस्ड इट फॉर देम, and having a mentor would be much more important. So before this call comes to an end, अगर आप ह्यूमन हिस्ट्री को समझने की कोशिश करेंगे या देखेंगे, तो ऐसा पूरी हिस्ट्री में बहुत कम बार हुआ है कि जब आपके आसपास का समाज आपकी सुनने को तैयार हो जाता है. ऐसा केवल तब होता है when we as a community face an existential crisis, जो कि अभी हो रहा है. And this is the time to innovate. क्योंकि अगर आप कुछ भी एक्सपेरिमेंट करना चाहते थे तो पहले तो लोग सुनते ही नहीं. अभी लोग सुन भी लेंगे, एक्सपेरिमेंट भी कर लेंगे. तो अगर आप कुछ भी करना चाहते थे एटलीस्ट एजुकेशन स्पेस में, तो उसे तुरंत कर लीजिए और एक छोटी सी आदत बिल्ड करिए कि एक रोजाना एक ऑब्जर्वेशन पेपर लिखिए. भले ही 100-150 वर्ड्स लिखिए, लेकिन लिखिए. बिकॉज योर ऑब्जर्वेशन पेपर्स इज द नॉलेज सेट दैट द फ्यूचर जनरेशन वुड नीड फ्रॉम यू. क्योंकि दिस वुड बिकम द फाउंडेशन ऑफ अ लॉट मोर इनोवेशंस हैपनिंग इन द कमिंग टाइम्स. And before we typically end this call, a small story that comes from the real backbone of Blub World, Teens Inspiring Teens. I'll tell you a story of a girl who is homeschooled. वो कभी जिंदगी में स्कूल नहीं गई. होमस्कूलिंग करते हुए उसका सबसे बड़ा शौक था पेंटिंग. जिंदगी का पहला पेंटिंग एग्जिबिट लगाया 2 साल की उम्र में. 4 साल की उम्र में न्यूयॉर्क की एक गैलरी ने उसे इन्वाइट किया अपने यहाँ एग्जिबिट लगाने के लिए. वो एक सोल्ड आउट शो था. 7 साल की उम्र में यूरोप की सबसे बड़ी गैलरी ने उसको इनवाइट किया अपने यहाँ पेंटिंग एग्जिबिट लगाने के लिए, जो भी एक सोल्ड आउट शो था. दैट गर्ल राइट नाउ अर्न्स इन मिलियंस. शी लिव्स इन मेलबर्न, ऑस्ट्रेलिया, एंड इज ओनली 13 years old. Her name is Elita Andre, and that's the cover page of Blub World. हम हर महीने बस यही कर रहे होते हैं, ऐसी कहानियां ढूंढ रहे होते हैं जो बच्चों को इंस्पायर कर दें, क्योंकि एक बहुत बड़ा चैलेंज अभी आ गया. हमने जितनी ऑनलाइन टीचिंग की बात कर ली, उसमें एक बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट फैक्टर मिस हो गया कि टीचिंग तो कंटिन्यूड है, लेकिन लर्निंग की अभी गारंटी नहीं है. सो लर्निंग के लिए अब टीचिंग को आपको टीचिंग से नेक्स्ट लेवल या गुरु शिष्य परंपरा तक अगर ले जाना है, तो उसे टीचिंग से इंस्पिरेशन पे पहुंचाना होगा. सो ट्राई टू इंस्पायर मोर एंड मोर चिल्ड्रन. वही ब्लब कर रहा है. हर महीने हम लोग कोशिश करते हैं ऐसी बहुत सारी कहानियां बहुत सारे बच्चों तक पहुंचाते रहें. सो आई होप यू एंजॉय द लास्ट 60 minutes that you spent with us. If you enjoyed and if you want to attend the future sessions, open your audio, say a big yes, and thank you so much for being a part of the Blub World Web Talks 99th edition. Thank you.
Yes, Mr. Daksh.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you, people.
Yeah, thank you
Thank you,
everyone.
Thank you so much. Thank you so
Thank you, everyone.
It was really a learning oriented session. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Thank you,
Thank you so
people.
much.